So what if they was having a dream? I mean bad ones. I mean positively screaming memes. The worst of the worst. What would you do?
Don't worry, you're not haunted. Yet.
This podcast contains all the spoilers. You've been warned.
These witches curse. If you don't like cursing, then you're in for some toil and trouble. If you don't mind cursing, then let the cauldron bubble, baby.
Shh. Screaming Meemies is starting now.
Hey, haunted humans, it's Kayla.
And Aubrey. Today's episode is about the movie Incantation, which we watched together probably 3 or 4 years ago.
I definitely blocked it out of my memory, as I tend to do with things that really scare me. However, revisiting the movie for this episode was definitely worth re-traumatizing myself.
That said, we rated this an average of 5 out of 5 Screamies. If you're new here, that's how scary we thought the movie was.
Right, and we rated it an average of 5 out of 5 Meemies as well, which is how good we thought the story was.
Incantation is a Taiwanese film, which we preferred to watch subbed rather than dubbed. Thankfully, we had subtitles for this one, and we will do our best to translate the message of the movie.
We just want to remind you, as always, that this show is one big spoiler rolled into a fun hour-ish of a retelling and examination of a film. You've been warned.
Please enjoy Incantation.
Do you believe in blessings? We hear a woman's voice ask over black and white footage of a little baby surrounded by family. She continues, for instance, making a birthday wish or wishing someone safe travels. She speaks about our intentions making a difference in outcomes as more footage plays of the little baby growing into a toddler. Sweet memories of birthdays and holiday celebrations are interrupted by a simple animated drawing of a Ferris wheel spinning round. She asks us to do an experiment and make the Ferris wheel spin left, then right, then left again, just by looking at it, and same with a train going forward or backward. This mind control is how blessings work. Do I believe in making a wish? You mean at every 11:11?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like The Secret.
Mm-hmm.
If you put out positive energy will return to you.
Make the Ferris wheel turn right.
Then left, then right, then left. You can make it change in your vision. Change the direction of the train moving forward or backward.
Can you see it both ways?
Yeah.
I can too. There's a red symbol painted on the screen momentarily before the footage drastically shifts to not-so-sweet memories. Rather horrific documentation of the child extremely ill, with skin sores and a mouth full of extra rows of teeth. The woman grabs the camera and shifts herself into center focus. She introduces herself as Ronan, and shares that 6 years ago she violated a terrible taboo. Anyone who got too close to her suffered misfortune. She plays a file on her computer labeled Mom and Dad. We see dashcam footage of a vehicle driving down a street with people arguing about a deity and something about what was seen in a video.
I always enjoy those, mind trips, you know?
Tricks are what a hooker does for money. Illusions, Michael.
That, mouth full of teeth.
Lana, could you breathe louder?
A video of Mom and Dad. Oh, no, there's going to be an accident. Oh, no. Oh, no. It kills me every time. Ah, there it is. Yep. Oh, man. They got fucked up. Oh, she was in the car with them. Whoa. Wow. The dash cam shows the devastating crash, having killed the mother on impact, the father lying beside her, and pinning Ronan hanging upside down to witness. Her voiceover explains that the more you understand the curse, the more it plagues you. We see the father emerge from the wreckage and walk into the streets saying his name. Ronan screams as an 18-wheeler turns her dad into a person puddle. Next, we see security footage from a police station of Ronan walking in and handing something wrapped in a scarf to the officers. They unwrap a video camera, and it appears from the silent security footage that Ronan is trying to relay information to them. The video shifts to a cam in the main office of the police station as we see both of the officers suck a bullet out of their own Glocks. No. Oh, what the fuck?
Ooh, that was cool. Did you see that in the static?
No.
When that guy blew his brains out, it glitched and you could see, like, the bright white was his skeleton.
Oh, whoa.
That was cool. We're back to Ronan's vlog as she tells us that she made this video in hopes that everyone could help resolve her daughter's misfortune. She speaks to us directly, asking if we stayed to memorize the symbol that appears on the screen. The same red painted symbol we saw just before the video documentation of the ill child. Ronan counts down from 10 over prayer-like chants and the clanking of metal like a makeshift cymbal. She asks us to recite the prayer and puts her hands together in front of her as if reading a book, pinches her pinky fingers towards her thumbs, then rotates her hands around so that the palms and fingers are facing outward, making a mirrored W-type symbol. She chants the prayer.
Look at this symbol until you've memorized it. This feels like one of those murder trivia party.
Mm-hmm.
Trivia murder party.
Yeah. It does feel like trivia murder party. If you don't get it exactly right, I'm chopping off your pinky finger. At least it's better than death by math.
I was just going to say, at least it's better than math. Literally, I was going to say the same thing. Video recording beeps on, and we see an anxiously excited Ronan in a nice living room of an apartment. She is trying out different ways to start her recording, saying, "Hello, Dodo. Hi, Dodo," as many times as she needs until she feels it was right. She says this is her new video camera, and then the doorbell rings. Bing bong!
What the fuck? No way! No way!
That was so
no
wild.
Fucking way!
That couldn't have
way.
been like more intensely timed.
No way!
That was so wild.
He could not hear the doorbell in the movie through our headphones.
No, he didn't hear it. It was just a coincidence, but that is a wild coincidence.
No fucking way. Literally, the doorbell rang and I went to Lana because I'm triggered by doorbells. And then he barked. Fuck.
That was wild.
Ronan welcomes the woman at the door into the apartment and she makes a comment about the place looking better than she expected. She asks if Ronan is excited that she gets to bring Dodo home and then asks why she's recording. Ronan shares that she wants to make a video journal of Dodo's time here so that she can take it into her new life. We learn that the woman is a caseworker named Shi-Ya that is there to assess if Ronan is capable of having her daughter Dodo.
Record from your past. What does she do?
I don't remember.
She doesn't have her kid, and the courts are keeping her from her. Shia then takes Ronan to a classroom where she offers to record as Ronan greets her daughter for the first time. They walk into the large classroom, and Ronan introduces herself to a man named Ming, who tells Dodo to greet her mama, and looks just as confused by the New Life video diary as the caseworker did. Ming and Ronan sit down to do an interview that Dodo can look back on later in life. Ronan asks why Ming wanted to run a foster home, and he responds, perhaps to feel what it's like to be a father. Which, of course, we call as, like, red flags, but then he's, like, the sweetest human being in the whole world.
I know, right? Yeah.
He's, like, just the most decent guy there ever was.
Right, yeah. It's kind of a weird answer.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Why did you...
Flag went up for sure for me.
Next, we see all of them leaving the classroom and going to a playroom where Dodo shows her mom an oversized dog stuffed animal that is her favorite. She calls Woofy. Dodo asks Ronan if they can take Woofy home, and Ming comforts Dodo, saying that Woofy has to stay for the other children, but that they will keep looking for a new Woofy to be with her. They make a promise on it, and then the scene cuts back to Ming's interview where he says that Dodo is special and calls him Papa, unlike the other kids. Cut to footage from New East Mental Institution of an interview 6 years ago when a Dr. Wu asks Ronan about her belief in the misfortune brought to those around her because of a tunnel you must not enter. The doctor asks, based on this belief, the baby you were carrying is dead? And Ronan corrects that she gave her away. Dr. Wu asks Ronan to explain why her baby is okay if knowing too much brings misfortune and you'll die if you speak your name. Even just watching a video filmed inside the tunnel is enough to do you in. Ronan repeats that all she knows about the deity is the more you understand, the more likely you are to experience misfortune.
Okay, so he's attached to her because she calls him Dad, basically. Okay, so they think she's mentally unstable
Mm-hmm.
to care for her child. Huh, themes.
Yeah. Couldn't have picked a better follow-up, I suppose.
I was wondering, I was like, how do we follow up the Beldam? That was so good.
Well, I can promise you this doesn't have dementia or postpartum psychosis, if that helps. And they are not dead or older or younger than they think they are.
Back to present day, as Ronan is picking up Dodo from foster care to bring her home. There are many photos being taken as well as the video recording showing how flustered Ronan is, trying to make sure she is fully prepared to take Dodo home. She almost drives away without her camera. Now Dodo and Ronan are finally alone together, sitting in the car full of awkward silence. Ronan asks Dodo what kind of bread she likes, with no response. She follows up asking if she even likes bread and waits eagerly until Dodo pipes up with, "I like everything."
Dodo is so cute.
Mm-hmm.
The answer is yes, all bread, ma'am.
Yeah.
If you were buying...
I like everything.
There we go. I like everything. They make it home, and Ronan hands the camera off to Dodo as she takes her on a tour of her new home, showing off the cozy bedroom Ronan clearly worked hard on. The two of them sit on the bed together, quietly talking to the ears of a bunny stuffed animal, like cups on a string. Dodo asks why they are filming, and Ronan says, "Because I used to be sick and couldn't look after you, but now we can be together, so I want to record this, and we can watch it together when you grow up." Cut to the ladies sitting on the living room floor, while Ronan shows Dodo how to write her name, and they practice reading it in different toned voices. When they read her name in their fat voices, there's a sudden crash in Dodo's room. Ronan tells Dodo to stay there while she goes to check it out, and as soon as she leaves the room, Dodo locks eyes with the right corner of the ceiling. After a moment of staring, she starts rubbing her eye. We see footage of the hole in the window and the glass on the floor of Dodo's room, then glass and a cockroach on the bookshelf. Next, Ronan is putting drops in Dodo's eye that has a big, deep red spot worse than a burst blood vessel. We don't know what this is, even though we try to justify it in our brains. The brains that think glass can fly around a door and across the house to land in Dodo's eye.
Sure, ladies, whatever you need to tell yourselves.
I mean, we didn't know it was in different rooms. We weren't familiar with the layout of the apartment
We're
yet.
still learning the layout of the house, you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm horrified.
Mm-hmm. What's she looking at?
What is she looking at?
Damn. Some sort of bug? A cockroach?
No way a cockroach put a hole in that window.
Yeah.
Oh.
Fuck that. Take her to the hospital. You think there's glass in her eye?
Yeah.
Ma'am, maybe you are unfit. Take that kid to the doctor if you think there's glass in her eye.
Oh, what the fuck? Ronan records herself at the end of Dodo's first day home. She says Dodo smiled at her, so that must mean that she did a good job. While patting herself on the back, the lights shut off unexpectedly, and she's plummeted into darkness. Ronan attempts to get them back on, flipping switches. That does nothing, and we hear a clatter in the kitchen. Ronan investigates to find the refrigerator open slightly with a milk bottle fully uncapped pouring out all over the shelf and onto the floor. She closes the refrigerator door and sees a light flip on and off in another room. She calls out, "Hello?" like you should never do in a spooky situation such as this one. Ronan heads for the light and finds that her front door is open and the light switching on and off is coming from the stairwell outside her apartment. We hear groaning coming from the elevator, and Ronan leans in closely to listen. The elevator door opens at the same time the groans turn to a deathly scream, and Ronan rushes back into the apartment and closes the door, not even locking all the locks she has available. Toys scatter across the floor, which send Ronan running to Dodo's room. Dodo is sleeping peacefully, and Ronan closes herself in Dodo's bedroom. Just then, the toilet in the adjoining bathroom flushes on its own, and Ronan briefly checks it out with the camera. When she pans back to Dodo's bed, she's disappeared.
Fuck that.
What the fuck? What is going on? Oh my gosh.
This lady is remarkably chill for So many things happening right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, this movie wastes no time. Oh, great. It's the door into the lobby.
What the fuck? Wow. I would not be not with that child at this point, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's just the toilet flushed just randomly. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm so glad it didn't pan past the mirror.
Ronan drops down to look under the bed, and a stuffed bunny is blocking the way, just enough that all we see are feet crawling away. When Ronan pops back up, the bedroom door is open and we hear the sound of Dodo running away. Ronan follows after her in the dark and we come to an open sliding glass door to a small patio. Dodo is crouched on the ground facing away from us, murmuring her name over and over again. She rises to her feet and appears she is sleepwalking back to her room. When she enters the room, she turns to face us, looks up to the ceiling, and screams as the door slams on its own in Ronan's face. Ronan quickly shoves the door open and we see Dodo standing on the bed, covered by her comforter, screaming. Ronan sets down the camera, pulls the comforter off, and begins shaking Dodo, who is still shrieking. The pencils and crayons on the floor are in the pattern of the symbol we were told to memorize. Ugh. Didn't like that.
No, definitely
I didn't like that at all.
What? Oh my. I'm horrified for life now. Wow.
Oh, there's you see the symbol?
The mark, yeah, the symbol.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, holy crap.
Mm-hmm.
I know that I've seen this movie with you once before, and I definitely don't really remember anything about it, but I probably blocked it out because that was straight up scary.
Yep.
That was my kind of terrifying. I'm already rating this at a 5 out of 5 screaming. I'm already at a 5.
Fund it. Yeah.
We are now taken back 6 years ago to a car ride where we have Ronan and 2 young men, Yuan and Dom, filming content for their YouTube channel, Strange Murmurs, and they call themselves Ghostbusters. Ronan tells us that they are on a strange mountain and there's no cell service. Dom asks, how could the tunnel you must not enter still have a phone signal? Ronan shares that in this episode of Ghostbusters, they're investigating the tunnel that has no phone signal and must not be entered. Yuan excitedly asks if we are ready to bust this superstition with them, and the car goes over a bump that shocks all of them. Outside of the car now, Ronan is looking sick while Dom is looking over the tires trying to figure out what they hit. Dom shows Yuan that there is something stuck in the tire well. They pull it out and onto the hood of the car so we can all get a better look. They determine that it is some sort of Buddha statue. Yuan asks Dom what their granduncle worships. Dom says some sort of Mother Buddha celestial being. Yuan gets excited about a female Buddha, and Ronan steps aside for a good upchuck. Yuan is thrilled, thinking he is capturing a live possession on camera, while we have other theories, well informed by the knowledge of the future. Episode of Ghostbusters. It's a voodoo doll?
Sure looks like it.
Oh, it's just morning sickness. Calm down.
Not safe for Janelle.
Yeah, not safe for Janelle. In case anybody doesn't remember, Janelle is our friend with emetophobia.
The self-proclaimed Ghostbusters slowly roll into a small village of few people who are all very aware of the presence of newcomers. We see some of them making the same sign with their hands that Ronan did in the beginning. They come to a stop and stay in the car while an older man comes jogging up to them. Yuan asks Dom if that is Granduncle, and Dom confirms while rolling down his window as Granduncle approaches the driver door with a smile on his face. He welcomes them with the notion of, long time no see, you're so big now, and more people begin to surround the car, peering into the windows. Granduncle notices Ronan and asks who she is, realizing she's not family, and asks Yuan why he's filming. Yuan says he just got it and he's trying it out. There's a creepy granny pressing her forehead to Ronan's window, and Granduncle says he may not have been clear on the phone, but that this is a private family ritual and outsiders are not allowed. Ronan is clearly picking up on that vibe now.
Yuan retorts that she's no outsider because she's Dom's chick. Granduncle asks Ronan if she can drive. She could leave and come back when they're finished. She shakily says that she's never driven alone, and he backs off, saying they can work it out amongst themselves. The people back away from the car, throw their gang sign with a bow, and walk away, leaving Dom questioning why they want her to drive away herself. The Ghostbusters notice the men listening to the old woman telling them something secretive, then come back to the car. Granduncle apologizes to Ronan and asks if they can see her hand. Before she can answer, the old woman climbs halfway through the driver's side window and grabs Ronan's hand from the passenger seat. She inspects it closely as if doing a reading of some sort.
Why was that guy just standing there like that with his hands up in a gang sign?
You know, right? It's Wu-Tang for life. Just kidding.
Would you not have, pushed the lock button on that door?
Mm-hmm.
I definitely would have.
Absolutely.
Sorry, Granny, you're creeping me out. Oh, they're doing the gang sign again.
Mm-hmm. Ma'am, this is a Wendy's. What are you doing?
That's how they treat you at Dutch Bros. They're just all the way in your car.
Yeah.
How's your day going?
How you doing?
I love that shirt on you. You're just excuse me, get out of my car.
Granduncle leads the group close behind him while telling them the boys will pray first, since it is their first time. They ask why so early if he told them midnight before. Granduncle tells them that the woman who read Ronan's hand is the oldest great-aunt of the family, and she speaks about Suey's 2 sons, as if that is supposed to answer the question. They are led past some other people in the village just doing their thing. Just casually tattooing a child. It's fine.
I like that they're saying granduncle, but they should definitely be saying grunkle.
Grunkle. Mm-hmm.
Yuan asks if they are close to the cave, and Granduncle gives him a tisk-tisk that you give a child, not taking something seriously. He says they are there to worship, not play around, and he covers the camera. The next thing we know, we're back to present-ish day, or whatever, and Ronan's coworker is playing with her camera, checking himself out. He asks her what it's like to have her daughter back when he gets the ick, noticing that there are caterpillars all over the place. Ronan dumps out her makeup bag, and there are even more crawling around. One is on her shirt, and it turns to a green smear when she tries to brush it off. The phone rings as Ronan is trying to clean herself up, and it's the principal of Dodo's school. She rushes to leave, and her coworker shouts that she should at least tell her client.
Dodo hides under a desk while another child screams in pain with a deep bite mark on his arm. School security footage shows Ronan bowing with remorse to the parents of the other child. Then on the car ride home, Ronan is on the phone with Ming, who tells her to call him if Dodo needs anything. They make it home. Ronan's caseworker berates her on the phone about Dodo's abnormal behavior. Then she gets the 3rd degree by her coworker for leaving early without telling her client. Ronan is distracted by finding a large, scabby, scar-like mark on her arm.
Ew.
Ew. Damn, she bit a kid.
Not just bit, but drew blood bit.
Mm-hmm. You know kids' mouths are, dirtier than dogs' mouths, or humans.
I'm not
If a human
shocked at
bites
that.
you should go to the hospital.
Yeah.
A lot of bacteria in there.
Oh my gosh.
Is that a bite or ringworm?
I don't know.
Whose arm was that? Oh.
But it didn't look natural. It almost looked like a branding.
Mm-hmm.
Ronan is recovering from her beatdown of disasters and upsetting phone calls with a mantra about not having fear any longer. There's no need to worry if you don't worry, and being delivered from evil or something along those lines. Suddenly, we hear the sound of a robot vacuum coming to life out on the patio. Ronan investigates and brings the bot back inside when Dodo begins screaming from her room, shouting, "Come down! Come down!" Dodo points up to an invisible baddie, and Ronan struggles to identify anything, but decides to take Dodo's advice and help the mysterious force down from the ceiling, leading it by hand. She holds her hand up above her head towards the ceiling. Once Dodo confirms that Ronan has the baddie by the hand, they lead it out of the room, only for a shadow on the wall to rush back to the bedroom as Ronan turns into the kitchen. Dodo sees the shadow, make a run for it, and calls it out, telling it to come down.
I don't think we want to ask it to come down. I think we want to ask it to go away.
You have to lead it by hand? No, thank you.
Mm-mm. Hard pass. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Ooh, did you see that?
Yeah.
Hell no.
We did see a spooky shadow.
Mm-hmm. And that spooky shadow ran right back to her room. Another day, another chance to bite a kid. Ronan takes Dodo to school and has a chat with her teacher, who tells her that Dodo is very distracted. She stares at the ceiling, talks to herself, and tells a classmate that she saw a faceless baddie. Ronan cuts off the teacher as harsh as the scene transitions. Dodo's mom bribes the class with toys, and we see very cheerful children say, "We won't call you weird anymore, Dodo. Your mom rocks!" How about you let him finish your story, and then you tell him, "She also told me she saw something yesterday." Is that her bully? Because that kid is adorable.
Yeah.
How could something so sweet be so mean?
I feel that about Presley all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Back at the ranch, Ronan installs a nanny cam in a stuffy as it captures her having a bloody nose. She panics and washes off the blood while the camera cuts to footage of the kindergarten. Dodo is playing around when she comes to an abrupt stop looking down a dark hallway. She stands there entranced while two long, gangly, Slender Man-esque arms slowly reach towards her and almost caress her face.
Oh,
What the
fuck that.
Whoa. Oh my god. Oh, it's not even just one hand, it's two.
And they're like super long.
lanky arms. Oh, that's freaky. Ooh, I got chills too.
Yuck.
Ugh.
Back at the apartment, Ronan approaches Dodo seemingly having an innocuous tea party with her stuffies. Ronan notices all of the toys' faces are covered by napkins or hankies and asks Dodo why. Dodo explains that the toys don't want to see the baddie, and Ronan confesses that she used to see baddies too. So Ronan acts out her psychotherapy trauma with the stuffies acting as doctor and patient. "If you keep thinking about monsters, monsters will live inside your head," Dr. Bunny says. He advises that if you're feeling scared, just say 3 of your favorite things out loud. Dodo declares that pineapple, bunny, and woof 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 are her favorite things. As Ronan tucks Dodo in bed, Dodo asks, "Did you throw me away because you were scared of the monsters too?" Ronan gives an incomplete answer. "I'm not scared anymore."
They don't want to see the baddie. Simply remember your favorite things. I like pineapple. I like chocolate milk.
Pineapple, bunny, and woof woof.
And then you won't feel so bad.
Woof. Also, like, maybe say, "I didn't throw you away." I feel like that'd be a valuable thing to say.
Right.
Flashback to Ghostbusters' hidden camera in the village. Ronan, Yuan, and Dom are all bowing at an altar taking instructions from Granduncle. They have all written their names on separate scrolls that Granduncle takes and places on the altar. After they pray and throw up their gang signs, Great Aunt tells them that they must return to worship Mother Buddha every 10 years. After offering up your name, you cannot use it here anymore. Don't even think it in your mind. She rips off a lock of hair from a young girl and places it as an offering. The young girl places her hand on Ronan's stomach and prays looking up at the ceiling. Grand Auntie drops a truth bomb on the Busters, saying that when Ronan's daughter is born and has a name, they must return and offer her daughter's name to the Mother Buddha. The locals bow them out of the ceremony with their unusual hand signals.
The elders show them to their room and provide them with some not-so-appetizing food. The 3 friends sit in opposite corners of this tiny room as they process their WTF experience with the ritual. Ronan and Dom seem to be in shock about the news of Ronan's pregnancy. Keeping his priorities straight, Yuan makes fun of them on camera for believing what Grand Auntie and the little girl said, saying that Ronan's obviously possessed, not pregnant. Yuan points the camera at Dom and says, "Take a good look at the face of a playboy."
Wait, what? Where are we now?
Now we're back to the ghost busting 6 years ago.
Okay, I'm having a hard time following the time changes. So this is before the child.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They're in the weird village.
Oh, they're throwing gang signs again.
Mm-hmm. So you offer up your name, and then you can't use it again?
The bok choy looks good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, apparently it's not good. The face of a playboy.
That night, the Ghostbusters sneak out of their room as quietly as a few bickering college kids can. They stumble upon another ritual taking place and crawl to hide below the porch. About 10 adults are seen sitting in a semicircle, murmuring the prayer chant, eyes closed, throwing gang signs, and slowly rocking in trance as the little girl sits in the middle. The non-self-aware Ghostbusters are stunned when the girl notices them, and they gasp to hide under the porch. She walks up to them and asks if they snuck out to play, and she says she knows a fun place. Yuan asks if they can go in the tunnel. She says no, and takes them to a new sacred space, and says only Ronan can come with. Thinking they're smart, the boys hand Ronan their camera as she enters the mysterious dark room. Yuan sticks a small digital camera under the door to see what the little girl is up to.
The young girl crawls under a large altar and asks Ronan to wait. While waiting for her to return, Ronan takes a moment to document the room. It's completely dark, except the altar is backlit in red. Upon the altar sits about 15 to 20 Buddha statues, all turned away, facing a giant tapestry with the symbol that we have seen before, painted in red, and again in fallen pencils and crayons from earlier. There are other artworks around the room, and as Ronan is taking it all in, she notices blood dripping on the floor. Looking up to identify the source, she sees a ceiling painted with the image of Mother Buddha. Two of her arms coming together to make the familiar hand symbol, more arms holding babies that are nursing, an arm holding a lock of hair, and an arm holding a decapitated head, all while blood seeps from her face, covering it completely, spreading like rot. Just then, the girl emerges from under the altar with a tin box full of frogs she wants Ronan to feed hair to. Whose hair is it? Gee, is this the fun time or what?
So many moments in this movie make me go,
right? And like, it's funny because she's like, do you guys want to have fun? I know a fun place. This is why we're here.
Fun. We're having so much fun right now.
Right? You want to feed some feral frogs who probably have lead poisoning? Some hair? It's a good time, you guys.
Yeah, they shouldn't be spying on some sort of freaky ritual.
Mm-hmm. I would not trust that little girl, man. She's got that 1,000-yard stare.
Mm-hmm.
Don't like that they're facing away. These little statues.
They're all facing the symbol.
Also creepy.
Blood dripping. Oh my gosh.
Ugh.
Yuan and Dom are peeping on the chanting ritual while carving a dick into the deck and claiming it with classic Ghostbusters "We're here." They're laughing away while Ronan is watching the frogs fight for hair in the mystery shack. Sitting with the young girl, Ronan asks her about her missing ear, where she has a large scar. The girl tells her that Mother Buddha took her flesh to bless everyone. Before Ronan can process the child's abuse, she's interrupted by something loudly crashing behind her. She pans the camera to see a Buddha face down on the floor, and then she hears the rest of the Buddhas simultaneously turn around on the altar. She aims up at the altar and is horrified to see all the little Buddha faces now staring at her. The little girl pins Ronan to the ground, covering her in a canopy of hair as she prays the chant over her. Someone barges in with, "You know you shouldn't be in here."
I don't think I would desecrate someone's holy place with my graffiti. Ghostbusters were here.
And a penis.
And a dick. Gross.
Took your flesh to bless everyone. All of those things are looking at you now.
Is the girl praying over her?
I think so.
That's very creepy. Ronan and Dodo celebrate Dodo's birthday with a day at the mall. Dodo sings a song over the montage about a happy princess in a castle on a cloud. No, not the Les Mis song. Full of cake, ice cream, playing at the arcade, and a visit to the puppy store. Dodo's face lights up as she's sure she's found her woofie. Cut to a very disappointing bowl of soup for lunch. Dodo is very pouty that they didn't adopt Woofie for her birthday. Ronan explains that they can't afford a dog right now and encourages her that when Dodo is older, they can get one. It's one distended stomach on a puppy. Presley, I would like this fish, please. The one that looks like Dory. Can I have this? Can we buy this, please? Nope. I'll have to ask your mom.
The birthday fun continues with Ronan dragging Dodo to meet her real estate agent at her old apartment. But at least this time, Dodo gets to be the director. The realtor asks Ronan about the Buddha statues on the roof, as buyers might find them creepy. Ronan says she will take care of them as Dodo twiddles her feet. Dodo responds to a voice we cannot hear, beckoning her up a couple flights of stairs as we see a door bang open onto the roof. Dodo sets her camera down near the entrance, seemingly obeying orders from an unseen baddie. She picks up a little stool, puts it up against the ledge of the roof as she asks, "Is it there?" Then slowly crawls up, jumps off the ledge, and we hear a big thump. Thinking the worst, we are surprised to see her scramble back over the ledge a few seconds later with a knife in hand. Brandishing her knife, she asks, "Now what? Where?" She readjusts the camera on the floor so she can get her breaking and entering on camera and make her way into a locked, dark room illuminated by red light. We can only see a slight crack in the door, and nearly immediately we hear Dodo scream the prayer chant. The camera freaks out, trying to find what to focus on, when it finds a little caterpillar in the foreground, looking like it's performing its own ritual. The door swings open, and we see what looks like a hoarder's pile of Buddhas in the tiny red-lit room. Ronan panics, running up the stairs to find Dodo watching her Ghostbusters Village documentary on her old camera. She pries it out of Dodo's hands, but the damage is done. Ronan picks her up, runs out of the building, squashes the Calipitter.
That's adorable. I love that. I'm sorry.
It's just, we're fine.
It's a calipitter. It's so cute.
Yeah, calipitter.
And so it's like hop spittle or aminal.
Aminal. Exactly. It is. That's dyslexia, my friends.
Yeah. Now that's dyslexia. Part 95.
Ronan picks her up, runs out of the building, squashing the caterpillar, and drives a hyperventilating Dodo to the hospital.
Oh my god. No. No. Oh, no. Oh my god. I can't handle it. Ay.
Great. She jumped off the roof to grab a knife.
Oh, that's not horrifying.
Oh, hey, caterpillar. Ming, Ronan, and a new young social worker have a meeting over Dodo's health in Ronan's apartment. Ming relays that Dodo's paralysis might be brain-induced. Ming hands Ronan a piece of paper from the temple that her caseworker Xia wanted her to have, saying Dodo's name is inside it. Ronan slaps it away and starts frantically rocking, saying she didn't ask for that. What is Xia up to, you ask? Being a horrifying background subject in someone's innocent glass-blowing demonstration, of course. In a trance, she walks over to the kiln, pulls out a burning hot metal rod, and deep-throats the molten tip as onlookers shriek.
Uh-oh. Oh my god. Oh, don't. Ah!
Talk about a terrible way to die.
Yeah, jeez.
Granduncle and other villagers lock the Ghostbusters in their bedroom with the "now you done fucked up" attitude, saying they must leave first thing in the morning. Not about to stay locked in that room after everything they've witnessed, Dom works on picking the lock from the inside until he gets it and is able to shove the door open. Before they can leave, Dom notices that Ronan is pale and looks ill. She says she is fine and to hurry up. She's worried about the young girl and wants to find her. Heading out, Yuan is still in documentarian mode, as he tells the viewers they are going to the place that you must not go, making sure to get a good shot of the barrier talismans. Ronan stops to puke on the path as a symbol of her gratitude for being in this godforsaken hellhole. Dom asks Ronan if she's really pregnant, and she asks if that scares him. He says he's not scared, and Ronan asks what else it could be. Dom tells Ronan that they will name her Chendodo, as Yuan interrupts chastising them for flirting at a time like this. Yuan whisper screams at them to hurry up and then to hide and shut off their flashlights. Out of nowhere, the villagers begin appearing, chanting their prayers, playing some wind instruments, and roaming around carrying prayer flags wrapped around tall posts and a Buddha statue like it's royalty.
Can't believe they locked us in. Honestly, can't believe they didn't kick you out of the village.
The way those glasses don't have any lenses in them is pissing me off.
Like they're trying to be sneaky and they're like so loud. The flashlights and everything. Brain scans morph on the screen as Dodo gets an MRI. Ronan sits with Dr. Wu, who is holding the cursed camera, saying she has seen it and doesn't understand what Ronan is afraid of. Perhaps that she cannot forgive herself? We see footage of Dodo and Ronan back at home. Ronan is trying to help Dodo learn how to walk again. Then Dr. Wu asks if Ronan is afraid of the curse or that she's going crazy again, which is a totally fine thing for a doctor to say to a patient. A montage begins showing us a cut of steak wiggling like it's alive, freaking Ronan out. Then Dodo yelling at Ronan that she lied about not being scared of the monsters. Next we see teeth x-rays showing that Dodo is growing extra rows of teeth like a shark, but with molars. All the while, over the montage, we hear the doctor saying that some people see a chair fall over and think it's a ghost, while others see the same thing and think it's a miracle from God. The world is as you see it, and how you view it can bring tiny changes. We see Dodo in the hospital again, and then Ronan sitting with the younger caseworker, asking her to sign a document in acknowledgement that the court is revoking her custody. Dr. Wu says, "I don't know if ghosts or gods exist, but I am certain that you decide how your world is shaped."
Time to jailbreak Dodo from the hospital because Ronan is not willing to give up custody. They arrive back at the apartment because apparently we don't come prepared when we do crimes. Ronan lays Dodo down in the back seat, covering her with a blanket so she can't be seen, then rushes to grab the necessities. Caseworkers and police hurry by, with Ming taking up the rear. When he stops, noticing Ronan's car. He looks in the window, calls for Dodo, and she lets him in the car. He asks where her mom is and if she wants to go back to his place. She says yes, but is worried about her mom and what will happen to her. Ronan arrives in disguise with her arms full of belongings and is shocked to see Ming in the driver's seat. He lets her in right as they are spotted by the fuzz. Ming decides to go all in and puts the pedal to the metal.
Back at the entrance to the tunnel you must not enter, the Ghostbusters see a girl completely covered in tattoos of script wrapped in a blanket and laid at the entrance as an offering. Other offerings surround the tunnel door, such as a pig's head and a live goat tied to a post a la Jurassic Park. Dom and Ronan try to wake the girl, and Yuan says they should go in the tunnel. Dom angrily tells him to forget it, and Ronan says they need to get the girl to a doctor. Dom tells Yuan that he has a bad feeling, which sets Yuan over the edge. He complains that Dom is insane and does this every time, calling him a motherfucker and heading to the tunnel entrance himself. Yuan kicks in the tunnel door and we hear glass shattering. He peers in to see mirror shards, more Buddha statues, and hears a scream that sounds like a dying cougar. Oh, great. Back to ghostbusting. Are you insane? They just left a kid up there. There's clearly a goat sacrifice and a pig head. What are you doing? So behind that door was a mirror?
No, I guess maybe. It did look like there was maybe a mirror smash there.
Mm-hmm. It's a hard pass for me.
Everyone is officially spooked from the sound they heard, and they stay quiet to listen for it again. They think it sounds like a baby crying, and Dom asks Yuan if he still wants to go in. Ronan says they have to go if there might be more children in there. Dom tells Ronan to stay and look after the girl, then he and Yuan head into the tunnel. The red painted symbol appears on the screen, and the prayer chants take over. The girl, covered in script, seems to exhale a final breath. Ronan freaks out, realizing she's hemorrhaging blood as her jeans get soaked, when suddenly Yuan comes crawling out of the tunnel, screaming with true fear on his face. He gets up and runs away while Ronan is calling after him. She calls to the tunnel for Dom, but there's no response as her camera focuses on Yuan's now cursed camera lying at the tunnel door with a cracked lens.
Got the base. It's a lot of blood. Great. Some men pull Dom's stiff, stunned body out of the tunnel, and we see that his head is covered in a blood-soaked shroud. Ronan is half laying on the ground sobbing, and one of the men walks over to give her a shaming slap. She army crawls to the tunnel entrance where the cursed camera is, dragging her legs behind her. The young frog princess appears with a jug she offers to Ronan. After a good chug, Ronan's legs seem to be working again, and she goes for the camera, but the girl tries to fight it away from her, breaking the jug in the process. Ronan wrenches the camera from the girl, who proceeds to start wailing, and in a quick pan across the screen, we see frogs coming out of the broken jug. Making a run for it, Ronan pans around the village as it begins to snow. We hear, "Don't ask!" as someone scurries about in the distance. Ronan calls for Yuan, following the direction she thinks he has gone, which leads her into a sacrificial room with animal parts strewn on the ground. There are maggots everywhere and an upside-down cow's head draped in beads on an altar. Ronan books it out of there, and we hear Yuan calling again, "Don't ask! Don't ask!"
Coming out of the death dungeon, Ronan is chasing after Yuan, and Aubrey notices things in the scene that only someone who has watched this movie 3 times could notice. In a window of a shack-like house, there appears to be a large, ominous humanoid shadow. We hear some yowls and hums coming from the room where the prayer ritual was happening before. Ronan queefs. Ronan queefs quietly.
Just to herself. Her inside queefing voice.
Is there an outside queefing voice?
I don't know. It's just the way you said it was funny.
I'm dead. Ronan creeps over quietly, then pans the camera up past the dick deck to see a hauntingly dark room lit by fire where maybe 6 or 7 people are bowing and chanting. She zooms in to the light coming from the window across the room where Dom's body is burning on a stake. Yuan runs by shouting, "Don't ask!"
I swear I see stuff in this scene. Point it out.
Jeez. Gross. Whoa.
You see that? You see that shadow right there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so if I back it up, try to, look at that. I've rewound this before where I'm like, was that something? Because I think it looks like something with horns. See, look how weird it looks.
Yeah. What the fuck? Oh, my God. Whoa!
Ronan turns around to see Yuan hunched over, repeating himself until he disappears momentarily, then reappears and rushes her like a zombie, biting the fuck out of her arm, hard enough to leave the interesting scar we saw Ronan inspecting earlier when Dodo bit the kid in Kinder. Yuan exclaims that his teeth are so itchy, and as he scratches, they fall out into his hands. He has the appropriate response and flees in fear past the deck where the prayer group now stands groaning in their tighty-whities and full-body worship tats. Ronan has the inappropriate response and slowly walks closer to them when the shot is invaded by the horrific great-aunt. Ronan takes off, running past other villagers shouting chants and banging on wooden pillars. She sees Dom's flaming body hoisted up high, then hears Yuan screaming just in time to see his body fall from above and smash into a pile of cinder blocks and tire rims. Ronan screams in terror and books it to the car.
Oh my God! What the fuck? What the fuck?
Ma'am, get the fuck out of there!
Closer! Ah! Oh
Jeez.
shit!
I'm
I
assuming
don't
that's
understand why she hasn't already tried to bail the fuck out of there.
I'm assuming she's just in shock that she saw them carry her dead boyfriend out of the tunnel.
Ming is an innocent bystander, taking Dodo and Ronan for help from a spiritual master. Traveling down a dirt road, they notice reflective power line posts they think have a body strapped to it. They keep driving and seem to be in some kind of loop, driving past the same things 3 times before Ming puts the car in reverse. He backs the car up until they have reached the reflective post again, and the car breaks down. Something rustles in the tall grass and brush, so Ronan sticks her arm out of the window with a camera to pan up and see nothing. As soon as she pulls her arm back into the car, something lands on the roof, making a loud bang. The radio turns on with reports of shocking gas explosion at New East Mental Institution, where firefighters discovered the hanging, burned body of Dr. Wu. The banging on the roof continues and gets louder and faster until Ronan and Ming prayed away with the prayer that the villagers chanted.
Is what a person? Are you seeing a person?
No.
I'm seeing that they're in a loop.
Yeah. Oh.
I still didn't see it. Did you see a person? Should I rewind it?
Oh, shit. Oh, what the fuck? Are your doors locked? They're brave to have the windows open.
Yeah, right?
Fuck. Man.
Oh shit, Dr. Wu, that was her therapist.
Damn. Oh no, now she's doing the prayer.
This poor dude, he's like, what the fuck did I get myself into here?
Also, I would have been in the back seat immediately as soon as the car was halted, you know? I would have been in the back seat with that child immediately.
Ming and Ronan place Dodo in a wheelchair to see the spiritual master. They give over the cursed camera, and the master wraps it in prayer flags, prays, and brushes it over with some more prayer silks and a sword. The master performing the ritual says, "What's coming will come. It's fate." Ming asks Ronan what's on the camera, to no response. The master cracks some dried bay leaves into a dish. He eats some and feeds some to an extremely dehydrated Dodo. The Madam Elder tells Ronan that she cannot let Dodo eat anything for 7 days straight. Ronan tries to debate the demand, but is told that they are putting their lives on the line doing this for Dodo. She gives the orders again. Set up an altar, don't let the child eat, and return in 7 days. To wrap the camera in, like, prayer flag talismans. Very interesting.
Jesus Christ.
Cut to footage of the altar where the cursed camera should be wrapped up, but it is missing, while a voiceover of Ronan interviewing Ming at the foster care home plays. Ronan's asking him how it feels to raise a child. He replies that foster kids come and go, so he never has raised a child to an adult, but wants to know what it feels like. Next, we see more footage from the car when Ming has found Dodo outside the apartment. He asks Dodo if she likes her mom and if she thinks she is strange. Dodo says yes, but she's her mom, and you can see the conflict in Ming's eyes. Back to the interview, Ronan asks if Ming has any children of his own, but he asks to skip the question and talk about Dodo instead. Cue the sweetest montage of Ming caring for Dodo and playing with her like a father would. Now we see a devastated Ronan reading a text from Ming that says, "I took the video camera. I'll find out what really happened." And another saying, "I want to know how it feels to be a real dad."
Families fly kites on a windy beach, and Ronan learns Dodo has never flown a kite. Spotting a kite outside of a shop, the owner refuses to sell it to them, so Ronan steals it, assuring Dodo that they will return it later. Ronan runs with Dodo on her back as the kite flies behind them on the beach. Now Ronan sits in front of the camera, saying she hopes Dodo is happy when she looks back on their time together. Dodo is very ill again, and Ronan is told by a doctor that they cannot inject a needle into an empty stomach, so Ronan must feed her and come back. Ronan decides to become a home health aide with a degree from YouTube University instead. Once she has learned how to administer the IV drip, she tries to care for Dodo, who is in rough shape.
Poor sweet baby.
She wet the bed and she's got sores all over her.
Ronan updates her video diary as her voice plays over scenes of her caring for Dodo. Day 3, she thinks Dodo's legs are atrophying, and she regrets bringing her home. We see that the IV drip has become muddy. Dodo mumbles in a weak voice that she's so hungry, then reminisces on her birthday, pretending she has a big cake to share with her mama. Ronan eats an imaginary slice in tears. Dodo tells her not to cry and to remember her 3 favorite things, so she won't be scared anymore. Next, we see Ronan standing in a stairwell, wolfing down a burrito in shame as she drops to the floor sobbing because she has given in to her hunger. She can't take it any longer, and she feeds Dodo a piece of pineapple.
God, that's so awful.
Mm-hmm. The screen goes black and text appears that reads, "The video clip of the tunnel. Ming has found that the camera isn't broken, but the video file is damaged, so he used repair software on it. Even with the repair, the footage still stalls frequently, and Ming reports that the more he watches the video, the more unwell he feels. Taking a real cute selfie in the bathroom mirror, Ming lets us watch him pull his tooth out. Now, in full private detective mode, Ming P.I. shows video of the villagers making their specific prayer hands. He explains to us that this is a modified version of Ba Fang Tian in Tantric Buddhism. The original Ba Fang Tian gesture means to collect blessings, but their gesture ends in the opposite direction. Is this a curse? Ming asks. The next clip we see is him wiping his bloody nose.
I think if teeth start falling out, you should stop watching the video.
Right.
Opposite of a blessing?
Ming reveals that the same ceiling portrait of what we can assume is the Mother Buddha is present in the tunnel camera footage. He shows that there are temples all around it with goats on top of them. Ming reached out to a theologian friend with images of the script on the prayer flags, the tattoos, and the symbol we have become all too familiar with. They have reported back to him that it appears to be a Brahmic script used to record Buddhist scriptures in ancient India. Continuing his research, Ming found one of the only remaining people who can translate the script, a Yunnan monk. He decides to see him, and the next thing we know, we're on a plane and have arrived at the Yunnan monk's temple.
Cut to a withered-looking Ming in a hotel room telling the camera that he has forwarded the video of the monk, and it explains the origins of the disciples and the meaning of the incantation. Ming gets spooked by nothing, then tells us the tunnel video is repaired, but he won't send it. The camera glitches and we see Ming standing stiff, looking at the ceiling. Then it's back to him sitting in front of the camera talking to us. He apologizes for reporting Ronan to social services. He says he didn't believe her, but now, if something does happen to him, he wants Dodo to know that even though he couldn't have biological children of his own, he is happy that Dodo is willing to call him dad. The camera glitches more with shots of Ming wigging out around the hotel room, kneels before the camera, looks at the ceiling entranced, and says his name. Proceed to the head-bashing scene that every horror flick has. Ancient Brahmic. It's very sweet. Don't say your name.
Oh, God damn it.
I'll let you know when it's over.
Thank you.
It's over.
Ronan was watching with us on her phone. When she sees what Aubrey saw, since I'm too much of a little bitch to watch, she throws the phone down in horror while it pings rampantly with incoming videos from the tunnel. Dodo cries softly that her hand hurts, and Ronan shows us the tryptophobia-inducing sores all over Dodo's body. Ronan makes Dodo purge the pineapple, and when she does, that's not the only thing that comes up. She also produces a live caterpillar.
Ugh. Oh, don't look.
Fuck.
I forgot about that part.
That's okay. Ah,
Okay, don't watch any of this.
it's okay. I'm trying to unsee that.
Don't watch any of this.
Oh my God. Any tryptophobia people,
Mhm.
trigger warning.
Mhm.
This one's rough.
I think it's done, but you should just keep your eyes closed anyway. Till this scene's over, probably a safe bet. Okay, I think it's over. Extremely not safe for Janelle. She barfed up a caterpillar. Tryptophobia and emetophobia in the same scene? Woof. That's a good sign. Ugh. Ronan rushes her back to the spiritual masters, but it's too late. There in the dark, the man is lying bloody on the floor, and the woman is standing facing a wall, scratching her scalp to gushing blood. The woman says that when Ronan was pregnant, she was going to give Dodo to the gods. Ronan grabs Dodo's wheelchair and tries to get her out the door, but it's not budging. She pans back to the woman who is no longer there, and the camera light starts strobing. The woman appears again momentarily, then is gone in another flash. She shows up again near the altar, and all of the Buddhas shift around to look at Ronan, who fiddles with the camera to try to get the light steady. The woman appears in front of the wheelchair and lunges for Ronan. They crash to the ground, and the woman doesn't get up, but Ronan does, noticing Dodo's chair knocked over and Dodo gone. She looks around and sees Dodo levitating near the ceiling. When Ronan calls for her, Dodo is thrust hard to the ground.
Uh-oh.
Don't like that. Really don't like the statues.
Whoa.
Ugh.
Oof.
The dark scene with the red painted symbol hits as we are taken back to the beginning of the movie when Ronan asks if we believe in blessings and introduces herself. She admits that 6 years ago she violated a terrible taboo and asks us to help her recite the chant, which we do not. Ronan repeats the chant over and over as we see the footage of Dodo being rushed into the hospital for trauma care. The Yunnan monk explains that the chant is an ancient religious blessing. The religion traveled from Southeast Asia to Yunnan to where Dom's family lived. They worship Dahe, Mother Buddha, who is a malicious deity, and for generations they have carried a karmic debt. They must use the incantation to receive the blessing, and the more people who chant it, the more powerful the protection for those who do.
Can you imagine if this movie was like, it was completely in her head and she was just abusing this kid for no reason?
Gosh.
Now at the hospital, a doctor tells Ronan that Dodo is stable but suffers from severe dehydration, malnutrition, and a bacterial infection that has spread across her entire body. He tells her that Dodo will be monitored in the ICU, but it's not looking good, and she should prepare for the worst. Ronan sobs in the waiting room for a while, but then has a strange sense of calm and determination when she grabs her phone and taps it to play the tunnel video sent from Ming. Meanwhile, we see hospital security footage of Dodo walking entranced, holding an invisible hand, while casually strolling out of the hospital undetected, right by Ronan looking at her phone. Holding somebody's hand. Walked right by her mom.
Also, wouldn't she be like in some sort of hospital gown or something if she's being treated in the hospital?
You would think so.
Security footage shows Dodo walk through a parking lot and then right up to a body that is covered in familiar tattoos wearing only tighty-whities. News footage plays of the story of a junior high-aged girl found outside that hospital on TV as the nurses have recovered Dodo and rush her back to care. Ronan tries to get Dodo to open her eyes. She stands in the hallway with two doctors that tell her Dodo is still unconscious, and when she asks what now, they tell her to calm down and Dodo is not in good condition. They tell her Dodo did say something like pineapple, bunny, maybe doll or something. Doll sounds like woof woof in Mandarin Chinese.
Oh, in Chinese? Okay.
Yeah. We see the flashback to sweet Dodo saying her favorite things and the moment that she asked Ronan if she threw her away because she was scared of the monsters. Ronan collapses in tears, realizing that Dodo kept faith in her even on death's door. Ronan says, "I'm not scared anymore," over a dark screen. Ronan finds the room of the girl that was found in the hospital parking lot and takes her ear with a huge hunting knife.
Calm down. She's not in good condition. Kindly fuck you, sir. Her little woofs are precious, though.
No.
She's missing an ear. Ouch. Cut to Ronan warning us that we're about to watch the video of the taboo they violated 6 years ago. Yuan is filming Dom walking down the tunnel, and they stop to look at an altar. Dom picks up a bloody scroll of paper off the altar and reads, "Blessing and curse depend on each other." Some strange noises draw them deeper into the tunnel, where they are held up by a barrier of prayer flags tied together, blocking the path, with a mirror a few feet past. They cut through the flags and proceed down the narrow path lined with mirrors on the ground, propped up against the tunnel walls. The boys come to another blockage in the form of a giant antique double-sided mirror that takes both of them to move. They had to move it, you know, because they heard more hangry cat yowls. Are you ready?
I'm horrified.
What do you think's in there?
I don't know. I have no idea. I'm so scared.
Yeah, it's pretty scary, dude.
Every time she says the taboo that they violated and knowing that it was the three of them, I'm like, did they have a threesome? Is that? No.
Well, she never went down there. It was just the boys that did. Blessing and curse depend on each other. I don't like that.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't cross that.
And mirrors have been historically safe. Definitely.
What?
Never.
Why would you do that? Why would you do this?
Cutting through the prayer flags.
I don't know what kind of ghost hunting like show you think you're making here, but like none of this is anything anybody should be doing.
That? It's just a room with mirrors on both sides. How about no for a change? There's like so many obstacles that are like, no, don't pass this. No, don't pass here. And they're like, you know what? Fuck it. It sounded like Dutchie.
I was just going to say it sounded like a cat cry.
It sounded like Dutchie go, moo. Yep.
Sometimes I'm alone,
sometimes I'm not.
That's definitely like that vibe.
Yeah.
Hello?
Well, they say that mirrors facing each other are like portals to a different dimension. So having these mirrors across from each other is not a good vibe. Another mirror.
The boys come to a Buddha statue that is pointing to a dead end. Upon investigation, they find another altar with big locks of hair placed in a row. Then they follow the mirrors to another altar where there are 3 teeth sitting on paper squares with symbols, except one tooth is not sitting on its paper. They hear the sound again and move around the corner to see there is the largest altar yet with a big Mother Buddha statue that looks like the painting that we saw on the ceiling. Yuan chickens out, telling Dom they should forget about it and go back, but Dom tells him not to worry, and they approach the statue that's head is covered in a red shroud. Dom inspects the statue closely, and it seems he hears the sound coming from where the head should be. He asks Yuan to document this with the camera and decides to uncover the face.
Dom's back is blocking the view, and Yuan asks what it is, while Dom stands still, facing the statue, unresponsive. Yuan asks again, and Dom shouts, "What's my name?" Yuan tells him, "Chen Dom." Then Dom hunches over and starts stuffing a giant lock of hair into his throat. Yuan cries, "What are you doing? Don't scare me." And then we get a quick pan to the ceiling where creepy, lanky arms are reaching down, all around, like a nightmare. Yuan tries to carry Dom out, and all of the mirrors start breaking, creating a block between Dom and Yuan. We can see Dom flailing on the ground with the lanky arms reaching down for him. The chaos crashes to silence, and Yuan picks up the camera, now in night vision mode. He tries to feel his way in the dark back to Dom and gets stuck at the giant mirror in the path between them. Hearing some groans and movement in the distance, he reasons that Dom must be over there and squeezes past the mirror. Dom comes into view, standing with his back to us, where he starts doing the good old head-bashing dance. Suddenly, he turns around and we see what can only be described as a melted cheese face. You think these good little Taiwanese boys would have more respect for different cultures in their country, right?
Oh, they don't give a fuck. Teeth. Gross.
That was definitely a cat. Gong.
Now you want to forget
you're
about
chicken
it?
again?
Let's go back. Come on, guy.
Yeah.
The move to leave was like way before you guys even went into that cave.
Mm-hmm. This is the part I don't think you're gonna like, but I don't exactly remember what it looks like. Ew. Ugh. Did you see those hands?
Yeah.
Ooh. That's a big sigh behind him. He's making so much noise. The fuck is he doing? The fuck?
Oh, no, thank you. No.
No. Again.
All right, well, let me know when it's over.
Okay. Oh. Well, it's a good thing you weren't looking at his face.
Oh, good.
We sit with Ronan again as she tells us that she didn't feel like a mom the moment she gave birth and saw her child. She was just scared, and she's still scared. She says she doesn't know if she's selfish or if she wants to be good to Dodo out of guilt. Though it feels like she's talking to us, she's talking to Dodo, and she says, "I don't even know how I fell in love with you." She goes over the moments that it could have been while we see video of her returning to the pet store and getting the puppy Woofy that Dodo wanted to bring home. She says, "You didn't have a choice. You could have been in a better place and been fine." She asks for forgiveness and she drops off all of Dodo's belongings at the foster care. Ronan apologizes, saying she won't hurt her anymore, and we see that she has covered her own body in the script. She says, "If you ever wake up, promise me you'll forget your name. Forget me. When you're happy, laugh out loud. When you walk, walk with big strides. When you see food you like, eat until you're stuffed. Promise me, when you open your eyes, every day, that you'll be as happy as you can."
You would think you would never return to that place if you made it out alive, but Ronan has to save her daughter from this curse and returns to the village that is now deserted. She knows she's in the right place when she spots Yuan's dick carving from 6 years ago. She moves through the tunnel with her fully painted body and sets everything back as it should be on the altars. She places hair bundles back in a row, moves the one tooth back onto its paper square, but she shatters the remaining bits of mirror and rotates the Buddha statues to point different directions. When Ronan gets closer to the giant Mother Buddha statue, she pulls up her sleeve to show that she now has the same skin lesions that Dodo had, and there are maggots all over the ground. She kneels at the altar, pulls the severed ear from a baggie, and places it down as an offering. Then she does the gang sign with a bow, and leans into the camera asking if we remember the incantation and to recite it with her in our minds. We do not. Thanks, Yuan. Cool, so it probably came out and killed everyone in the village. Great, great. Definitely not a good sign that no one repaired this in 6 years. Ugh. Not Kayla safe.
Yeah. Oof. It reminds me a little bit of Cabin Fever.
Yeah.
She's shaving her legs.
Definitely. She's not showing it now. I think if you could handle seeing that kind of stuff, you're probably going to be fine with the reveal. Because it's not like that. Hot tip? Don't say it.
Ronan gives us a look at her computer screen that shows the full translation of the incantation provided by the Yunnan monk. The sound of the chant plays, and character by character it is translated to us. I'm honestly too afraid to say it all or write it all down, but it basically is saying that this is the prayer and blessing of the heavens and hell. Death summons life. Getting a wish also delivers a fate. A give and a take balance of birth and suffering. Some stuff about Mother Buddha and all beings are connected, and offering her agony, meat, and blood. It goes over the prayer again, then a chant, "We are all one," a few times, and a call to repeat the chant. It says to pray silently over and over, answer your name, wish, and finally a statement of agreement. Then the screen goes white with a ring of a bell.
Ronan apologizes for lying. She says if you aren't willing to keep watching, then think of your 3 favorite things now. Footage of the Yunnan monk plays, and he is sharing that the incantation is not a blessing, but a curse of sharing. And reciting it means, I wish to share in this curse and offer up my name. The symbol is a spell for diffusing the curse onto strangers, because the more who bear it, the more diluted it becomes. The deeper you look, the heavier it becomes. The Mother Buddha's face is at the heart of the curse, which is why they cover it and never look. The camera spins for the monk to an 8-month pregnant Ronan, revealing to us that she knew the true origin of this curse all along.
Back in the tunnel, Ronan says, some things shouldn't be seen, but this is the only way for her to save Dodo. Make more people see this in hopes that they will alleviate Dodo's illness. Ronan covers her eyes with a blindfold and confesses, I wish you were not my daughter because I'm not a good mom. I wish you could open your eyes every day and be happy. She points the camera directly at the face of the giant Mother Buddha statue and blindly reaches out to lift the veil. She asks it, what is your name? And reveals a Lovecraftian gaping maw lined with the same lesions that were on Dodo's and Ronan's skin. The whole seems to go into an infinite dark void, and banshee-like wails fill the air. Despite her prophylactics, Ronan kneels to the ground and bashes her head into the altar until the video glitches out.
Whoa.
Very bright.
Mm-hmm. It's burnt in for sure. So she already visited that guy. Fucked up, right?
Yeah.
A curse of sharing. So nice of her to document her journey and then bring us in on this collective demon curse.
Yeah.
STD. And then she's not even going to bear witness to the face. But we will.
I know. How fucked up. She's like, I can't do it, but you must. Oof.
Ooh.
Nope.
Oh.
Well, yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess it didn't matter that she was blindfolded.
Thanks for the curse, bitch. Last time I care about somebody else's struggles.
Wow. Spooky.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when I first watched it, and she finally said, revealed that it was a curse of sharing, and that more people believe in it, the less they're actually cursed, is that blew my mind. I was whoa, what the fuck?
Definitely pulls at the mom strings, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
The final shot is of a healthy, happy dodo telling make-believe stories. How's that for a happy ending?
We're live.
Back in it again. This movie is 5s across the board.
Yeah.
5 out of 5 Screamies for how scary it is. 5 out of 5 for the story, for how good it is.
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely say, because this movie we watched in subtitles, it was so beneficial for me to see it not only a second, but a third time.
Yeah.
Right? Because when we sat down to watch for the recording, that was the second time I was watching it.
Yeah.
And then going back through for writing our synopsis, that was the third time watching it. And I got so much more out of it that third time when I'm going back through. This movie is really well done. And I know that found footage style films are hard for people a lot of times. I really felt like the way that this found footage was done, between hopping through different styles of footage on different cameras, really made it come together nicely.
It was immersive.
It was. One of the things that I mentioned was that I was having a hard time when we were watching it going back and forth between the different timelines, because we are seeing video footage from about 3 or 4 different timelines. And that was challenging as I was watching it the first time through. I think it might have been less challenging had I not been also doing the reading of the subtitles.
Yeah.
So I just want to give credit where credit's due. Like, I think they actually did a good job of blending the timelines. I got lost in the translation of it all.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a really great movie. The only problem we had was keeping up with the subtitles and paying attention to what's going on, because we definitely missed some things that were happening because things happen really quickly because we're reading the subtitles.
Definitely.
You know, which you didn't notice until later. Like, you brought up the young girl brought Ronan the jug of frogs to drink, and we just thought it was a jug of water.
We totally
Like,
didn't even
completely
notice.
missed that.
We got a little bit confused as to which girl it was that was presented at the
tunnel.
Yeah, that was presented at the tunnel opening as an offering. At first, I thought it was the young girl who was taking Ronan out for that fun time that they had.
Yeah, for the frog fights. Yeah.
Frog
fighting pit.
Frog fights.
Yeah.
That's so wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, what I mean is, we did get a little bit of that stuff confused just in the fact that we are trying to pay attention to what's happening on screen and also read the subtitles.
Yeah.
That panning happened so fast that I don't know that I would have even caught it without reading subtitles. You know, that pan past the broken jug with the frogs coming out of it was so fast. It was a blur.
Yeah.
So there were definitely a lot of things that I picked up as I was scrubbing through the footage, which is really interesting. I felt like Ming in his PI state is like full-on investigation of this film.
Right, yeah. It would have been nice to know, like, why anyone would ever worship
What is
that
the benefit
deity.
of this?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it said, you know, curses and blessings go hand in hand, and you can't have one without the other, but, like,
What blessings were
blessings?
anybody
Yeah.
receiving? Because it didn't seem like anybody was
Right.
reveling in blessings there. So.
yeah. The village definitely looked like it was pretty ramshackle, so.
Yeah. So what did you find in your investigation of this film? I know you have some things to share with me.
Well, I have some deep dives into the symbolism and the goddess that it might be based off of and things like that. And then I also have the story of, like, the based on a true story tag
Great.
with this movie. So I don't know where you'd like me to start.
Yeah, I guess start with the symbolism and stuff so that we can know where this kind of starts.
All right. So I basically got this from 3 main sources. I Googled the theology of incantation, and I found a Substack from a journalist named Asha Barden. So
We're
shout out to her.
millennials, so we know how to Google really well, just
Yeah.
in case anybody was wondering. If
Yeah.
you're like, oh, just Googled it. Well, we're
Yeah.
millennials. Thank
Yeah.
you very much.
Yeah.
So we know how to Google.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks.
She's a journalist who has studied Asian culture.
Great.
I thought that was helpful. She mentioned that they say the word taboo a lot, which, like, for us, it's different, but for Asian cultures, it's a very different definition. So it's an interesting word that they keep using because it doesn't really line up to the way our interpretation is.
Which is funny because I definitely commented on that.
Yeah,
I said, like, every time she says taboo, I feel like they're talking about, like, a threesome or something, you know? Because, like, in our culture, taboo is, like, can be some sort of sexual miscreants.
Yeah,
right. You know, like...
I guess in Asian cultures, a taboo is something that you really shouldn't do.
Right.
Like, it's super frowned upon. Not like a sexy taboo or kind of a naughty taboo.
Yeah, it's like banned.
Yeah, it's like everyone you know will judge you for this horrible idea and that you have offended everyone doing it. So it's like a completely different definition of the word taboo because she says it so many times and it's just kind of like...
Yeah, it's almost like breaking a commandment.
Yeah. And it's just like, it's just not quite the right term for the gravity of the situation, you know?
That makes sense. That's a really good call out.
Yeah, I thought that was really insightful. And then the Mother Buddha is not real, just so everyone knows. The chant isn't real, the iconography, you know, the symbols, all of that stuff.
So I didn't have to be so scared to write down what the chant actually was translating to.
I know, it was pretty freaky though.
But I was scared.
Yeah, it's very compelling at the end of the movie because she's just like, now you're cursed and you're shared in the curse. And it's like, you sit there and you're just like, ugh.
Yeah, like, it's like when we're scared to say demons' names out loud.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's like that. Which they did make a point. They did make a point like that about the name, which I'll get back to. Oh, offering your name gives that being power. Kind of like in The Conjuring, that comes up a lot. It's like cultures who don't want their picture taken. It reveals a part of yourself.
Ah, okay.
So I thought that was interesting. But yeah, the Mother Buddha is based off of a Buddhist cosmology, meaning there are many realms, including heavens and hells and earthly realms and things of that nature. So what slice of existence is this deity from? She dives into that there are many flavors of Buddha on their path to nirvana, and they could be good or evil. So Buddhas are basically higher beings, not necessarily gods. And it's not in the way that we interpret it. Like, gods are more like a type of being.
Yeah.
And less like someone who is inherently good. It's kind of like a D&D morality chart, like lawful good, chaotic evil, etc. Like, just because these are higher beings doesn't mean that they are
innately good.
Yeah. She pointed out, which I had completely missed, apparently Ronan teaches Dodo how to write her real name.
She does.
But she never, ever uses it in the film. They only call her Dodo.
So, you mean her full name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That part, she's telling her whole name. She's teaching her how to write it.
Yeah.
And they only ever say, like, Dodo out loud. I thought that was interesting.
That's interesting because I thought when they say Chen Dodo, that Chen is the last name.
Yeah.
Right? Because last name comes first because it's Chen Dam and Chen Yuan and then Li Ronan.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
That's what she said. So I'm like, okay, I guess that happened.
Well, it definitely was a moment where you're supposed to note that they are working on her name and then stuff starts happening right then. That's when stuff starts going to chaos.
Yeah. For more info on the iconography of Mother Buddha, it's heavily Hindu inspired. She has a ring of flames around her as opposed to a halo, like a lot of gods have a halo around them. So that kind of denotes that she's evil.
Into a burning ring of fire.
Yeah, exactly. The sacred hand gesture in general is called the mudra. There are other mudra, and they are used in prayer and meditation. So basically, the mudra is any sort of hand gesture you use in prayer. Gotcha. So it's not pointing out that that's what this one is specifically called.
It's
what
just, a mudra is.
That's what they're playing off of.
That's interesting.
Yeah. She believes that the veil on her face could be a talisman sealing in her mind-melting powers, which I agree. That seems to be what it means, because she reached out to friends who could transcribe the script on the veil, and it says, "Do not look under the veil." That's what
Yeah.
it says. And it's like, which makes it even more interesting because presumably they could read that, you know?
And then they did.
And then they did.
Which is even crazier because
Mhm.
Dom's the one who did it, who's the one who apparently chicken shitted out so
Mhm.
many times
Mhm.
before.
There does seem to be some sort of like pull.
Yeah,
like,
there's
once-
some sort of enchantment.
Yeah, it's like
happening.
it compels you to keep going even against
Yeah.
your own, which makes sense. I mean, if it's a hungry god, you know, out for blood,
Mhm.
it's gonna hook you in whether
Yeah.
you want to or not. Also, just because Mother Buddha is a mother doesn't mean she's good, which also mirrors Ronan's relationship with Dodo. Her followers think that just because she loves children, she will help them if they worship her. And that's not true. Thought that was an interesting parallel to make.
Yeah, with Ronan struggling to accept that she's not a fit mother.
Mm-hmm. And she pointed out something that I missed, but upon rewatching it, should have been more obvious. She thinks the only reason they let Ronan in the village was after, you know, the uncle had come and talked and the creepy grand auntie was like peeping on her like through the glass, and they're like, you know, oh, she can't be here, she's not family, and then they go to the side and they chat with grand auntie, and then they
Yes.
come back and change their mind and say, oh, you can come in. It's because she knew she's pregnant.
She's pregnant. Yeah. When she did the hand reading,
Yeah.
she knew immediately. That was her confirmation. It
Mhm.
seemed like.
Yeah.
And they said, "Can we see your hand?" And then she like basically
Mhm.
she did that Dutch Bros move of like
Yeah.
hopping in the car with her.
Yeah, right. Putting half of her body across Dom and
Yeah,
reaching
she's like,
towards her.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, they definitely knew that she was pregnant. And then when they call it out later, they say when the baby has a name,
Mm-hmm.
you have to bring her back and offer the name.
Yeah. She linked to a YouTube video of a deep dive of a guy talking about the possible goddesses specifically that they're referencing. So the YouTube channel is called Legends of History, and there's basically like 3 possible inspirations for this goddess. So there's one that is called Mahakala, and it's a male deity in the Tantric Buddhist religion, and his whole purpose is to be the protector of Dharma. And in Hinduism, Mahakala is a manifestation of Shiva. And then another option is it could be referencing the wife of Mahakala, which is Mahakali, who's the goddess of death.
Oh, interesting.
So in Hindu, she's the goddess of time and death and represents the destructive power of Brahman, which is the essence of existence. So Mahakala and Mahakali can destroy everything. They aren't bound by any rules of reality. And then the one that's the most popular inspiration that people believe Mother Buddha is based off of is Kali. So the goddess Kali is a powerful Hindu deity associated with time, change, destruction, and rebirth, representing the fierce, dark feminine energy, Shakti, that destroys ignorance and ego for liberation, often depicted with a dark complexion, multiple arms, a garland of skulls, and a skirt of severed arms, symbolizing her role as the ultimate reality beyond time and form.
That definitely sounds very close to what they have going on because especially destruction and rebirth. That's what, part of the chant that they translate is about rebirth and destruction and the cycle of life and death.
Yeah, that lines up. She's a fierce mother who protects devotees by cutting through illusion.
Also, it said something else there. It said, destroys ignorance.
Mm-hmm.
The more you know, the more you are presented with misfortune.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. If she's destroying ignorance and ego, then that lines up with...
The more you learn about the curse, the more you're plagued by it.
Yeah. It's kind of like realizing that the more you know, the more you know you don't know kind of thing,
The more you know, the more you don't know.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's like the people who are like, I know everything. And it's like, actually, you know nothing.
Let me
Like,
answer your question with more questions.
mhm, yeah. Also, Kali is the goddess starring in one of my favorite metal band's music videos, Donna Dawn by Bloodywood.
Nice.
Yeah. It's Indian folk metal band. They're awesome. Yeah. And then I have the true story.
Yeah, let's hear what you found there.
Okay, so
Also, can I just say, I think that I should have studied theology at some point, because I get so fascinated and curious about all of these different religions and the deities and all of these things. I just want to know everything there is to know about that stuff. It's so
cool.
fascinating to me.
It's so cool. And like, that's one of the reasons that I really love to watch horror movies from different cultures, because it's like so fascinating being introduced to all of these gods and demons and cultures and
Absolutely.
taboos and things like, you know.
Taboos.
Yeah. It's not just us rinse repeat watching another Christian-based horror movie. It's like, okay, wow.
Yeah.
That's why, like, at the time of watching this, you know, we maybe gathered about 70% of the meaning of the movie. But like after I read all about the goddess and all of these other meanings, it's like, oh, I see. There is a lot more meaning imbued in the imagery itself that like we just don't know because we're not familiar with it.
Yeah.
You know?
Which we assumed, but it's so much more powerful to have all that knowledge.
Right. Yeah, that's so cool. Okay, so they marketed this movie as based on a true story.
Ooh. And we love to do a fact check on the based on a true story.
So I found this on R Horror on Reddit. So the writer says you can see bits of the real life incident in English language websites, such as the film's Wikipedia page, but there's a lot of omitted information available only in Chinese, so I thought I could translate the details for you. So that's why I went ahead and just
Woohoo! All right, let's go.
In 2005, this is obviously violent and horrible, trigger warnings.
I'm like, woohoo! Let's go. And she's like, maybe don't get too excited.
Obviously,
maybe don't get too excited for the horrors I'm about to speak to you.
Self-harm, domestic abuse, suicide,
all the trigger warnings,
things of those nature. Yeah. So in 2005, a family of 6 surnamed Wu, like I had mentioned,
ooh, like Dr. Wu.
Dr. Wu, lived in Kaohsiung City. Yeah.
Forgive our pronunciations. We're Americanized.
Yeah, I did look it up. It starts with a K, but it's pronounced Kaohsiung City, apparently. Made news for becoming deranged and engaging in gruesome self-harming, potentially due to some extreme collective psychological issues disguised as divine possession. The parents were poor manual laborers with 4 adult children. In February 2005, the youngest sister allegedly became possessed by the deity San Tai Zi, who the family worshipped for many years. This deity's name means the third person / son, which likely refers to Neza, a Taoist deity with a long history in Chinese and Taiwanese religions. The possessed sister warned the eldest sister, who was living in Taipei, was in danger of losing her life and must come back to Kaohsiung ASAP. The mother heeded the warning and brought the eldest sister back. After the eldest sister returned, she often dreamt of being sexually assaulted. She became too scared to sleep at night and only slept during daytime. By March, she self-proclaimed to be possessed by Gyanyin, the East Asian representation of the Bodhisattva, Avalokitesvara.
Cool.
Yeah. I'll try it again. This one is actually like, that's what it says. So, Avalokitesvara. There we go. We'll go with that.
All right.
She started to self-harm by repeatedly striking herself. Her family took her to temples and shrines for exorcism, but she did not recover. After that, the other family members became possessed, one by one, self-proclaiming to be a range of different Taoist deities. They self-harmed and harmed each other through beating, burning, throwing rice and salt, urinating, and defecating on each other.
Wow.
They even fed each other their own urine and feces.
Ew.
In local religions, these behaviors are believed to have exorcising powers. Woof. I mean, they're going to exorcise something, and by that I mean...
my piss, it'll cure you of your demons.
Yeah. It'll exorcise your soul from your body, that's for sure. Your life from your body. After a month of these behaviors, the family started to starve themselves, presumably to starve out the deities and force them to leave their bodies. They only consumed holy water. The neighbors were aware of their behavior but were too scared to help. In April, the eldest daughter was dying, but the family initially thought it was the deity possessing her dying, so they didn't get her medical attention. She died on April 9th. The family didn't believe she was dead and brought her to the hospital the next day. After leaving her in the hospital, the rest of the family left Gaosheng to escape possessions. They only believed that the sister actually died after the mother self-proclaimed to be possessed by the sister's spirit and told the family that she was dead. This all started in February, so by April 9th, the eldest sister died.
Damn.
Yeah. When the police investigated their home, they found the home to be stinking with urine and feces and darkened with thick curtains with all windows closed tightly. The home was filled with religious idols and charms. The neighbors reported frequent bursts of loud cries, shrieks, howls, laughter, and even sightings of the family beating each other with canes and religious tablets. Interestingly, even the police were spooked by the case and put a Taoist instrument in the police station for religious protection from demons. Medical authorities in Taiwan had analyzed the tragedy from a psychological perspective and suggested that they suffered from some sort of mass hysteria. I'm thinking like folie à deux.
Yeah.
However, at the time of the arrest, the family was deemed to be mentally sound, somehow, so they were on trial for domestic abuse. They were eventually acquitted and released because the dead sister did not die due to external factors. Her cause of death was found to be self-inflicted.
Because she bashed her head in herself.
Because she died of organ failure with feces found in her stomach.
Jesus.
So basically, they're saying that she neglected caring for herself, feeding herself.
Yeah.
And she did it to herself, is what they're going for.
Wow.
Yeah, so extremely loosely based off of a true story, but basically just the mass hysteria of people believing in a malevolent deity ruining their lives.
It's so wild to think that there are probably things like that out there happening right now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's only 20 years ago.
Yeah. You know, that did make me reflect on a couple of the parts of the movie that I just wanted to call out.
Mm-hmm.
One, the most challenging part of this movie for me to watch was not actually any of the tryptophobia stuff.
Yeah.
It was actually when Ronan is trying so hard to not feed Dodo.
Yeah.
And she's like suffering eating that burrito and she's feeling so much shame and guilt and like that was where I was just like sobbing the most.
Yeah.
That was the hardest thing for me to watch.
Yeah, that was sad.
I cannot imagine having to starve your own child. Oof.
Yeah, that was horrible.
And then I was just noticing, as you were talking about the based on a true story stuff, the police put a talisman in the police station, and then they had that scene of her bringing the camera to the police station and like them taking themselves out.
Yeah.
So interesting. Yeah. It definitely sounds like it was. I hate to say inspired because I feel like inspired is supposed to be like a positive word.
Right.
But
yeah.
it definitely feels like it's neutral, inspired by.
Yeah. It's
by
more
that
like
story.
Somebody heard that story and was like, whoa, what if we made a movie
film? Yeah.
kind of like this, except like on a grander scale? Like,
Definitely.
Yeah. So at least we can all rest easy knowing that we're not cursed for watching this movie.
We're not cursed.
I'm not thrice cursed and you are not thrice cursed.
I don't know what the thing is.
It's like, ho suwa shiwa, something like that. Yeah. But yeah, I kind of like also expunged it from my brain because I was like, I don't want to.
Yep, I don't want to know.
I don't want to know. I don't want to say it. I don't wanna
Don't ask.
Don't ask. Yeah. I don't want to think about it. Oh, I also wanted to say that they teased that they would make a sequel of this movie some years ago.
Ooh.
Not sure if that's going to happen. But I also found out they have a video game on Steam. So it's only on PC, and I definitely want to play it. Apparently it's scary as hell. And it's actually scary, yeah.
Imagine having to go through like a dark, creepy tunnel and do puzzles at the altars and stuff. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, really enjoyed that movie. Well, we hope you all enjoyed that episode. It was a party. We have a couple shout outs that we would like to give. Thank you so much to everyone for listening. We want to shout out a handful of our listeners who have been providing support on our very new Patreon. If you want to support us on Patreon, you can go to patreon.com/Screaming Meemies. We have a couple of different options to provide your support, and we super appreciate it. Special thanks go to Victor A, Selena H, Adam B, and Aaron A. Thank you all so much for your support of the podcast. We could not be doing all of this without you guys.
Thank you so much.
We would also like to give a extra special shout out to our good friend, The One True Dean. If you would like to check out his book, he has a book available on Amazon called Threadbare Souls and Pretty Lies, a collection of beautifully dying things. So definitely check that out, and the more that you support him, the more he supports us. We appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for listening to Screaming Meemies. We are an independently run podcast and greatly appreciate your support.
Special thanks to Katie Parker for our intro audio clip.
Please remember to follow, subscribe, share, and review. Scare you next time.